y'all will be talking about crap and reliability. So, without further ado, I present the lovely talented Mrs. Phillips.
Okay, so I had a nice PowerPoint for you guys to take notes from, but projector's not working, so we're gonna go old school. I'm just gonna write on the board. Just stay with me, okay? Okay, so we're gonna talk about evaluating and citing today for your upcoming future endeavors in research and looking for good sources. Okay, so we're going to talk about the CRAP test, okay? C-R-A-A-P, CRAP test, okay? These are things you're going to want to look at when you're looking at online resources, okay? First, your C is currency. How up to date is your source? You're going to want to look at your copyright date to make sure that it is recent and not 10 years old. You're going to want to look at if the information has been revised or updated and whatnot. Are the links on the website functional? If they're not, it's probably outdated. And is it current for your topic and what you are researching? Okay? A good rule of thumb is to keep your sources within the past 5 years. Sometimes there's not information that's that updated, but you know, just kind of keep it in that range. Okay. Second, relevance. If I can spell. So can you actually use it? Is the information for what you need? Does it answer your questions? Is it intended for academic purpose? Does it make sense to use this source rather than some other source? So is the purpose what you need? Okay? Or relevance what you need? Is it relevant to you? Okay, first C, accuracy. You want to look for facts, not opinions. Okay, you want to see if the information is supported by evidence or if it's common knowledge, something that everybody knows. Is it verifiable? Can you verify where it came from? Did it come from a study, an experiment, and whatnot? Does it present more than one viewpoint? If it's totally biased towards one way or the other, it's probably not going to be a good source for you, because then it's probably just someone's opinion. And if you can find the source in more than one place, then it's probably accurate. Okay? Next, authority. Where does the information come from, and is it reliable? Do you trust it? The author, the publisher, the sponsor of the website, are they a reliable source? You know, are you looking at CNN, that they do lots of studies and look into everything that I've got? Or are you looking at a mom blog? You know, there's a big difference there. So you want to make sure that your source is a reliable source. Is the publisher reputable? Does your URL suggest a credible source? So things like .edu, .gov, .org, those are going to be pretty much reliable. Not saying .coms are bad, but you know, the other ones are going to be better. Blogs, tweets, and stuff is probably not going to be what you want, and Wikipedia is can be sketch. Wikipedia does put all their sources down at the bottom, and you can verify them, but you know, if you're going to use something from there, you better verify it, because it could just be out of someone's brain, just made up. Okay? And purpose for P. Okay, is the information intended to inform? Are they just trying to persuade you one way or the other, sell you on something, entertain you? You want it to be informative, educational. Like we said, you want it to be fact and not just opinion or propaganda. You want it to be objective and important. Okay? So these are your, this is the craft test you're gonna wanna give to all your sources that you look at and make sure that they have these 5 things. Additionally, you're gonna wanna notice the wording of your sources. If they say things like, in my opinion, or I think, or you should, they're probably not gonna be what you want. You want things that say like, in our study we found, or we use this evidence to back this up, right? Alright, so that's the kind of stuff you are going to be looking for. So, let's move on to citing. I'm going to erase this. We're good with that? Okay, you're going to be doing MLA citations in here. Okay, we're just gonna look at website citations today. Book, print, different print sources are formatted differently. But today we're just gonna look at what it's gonna look like for you to do a website, okay? I would very strongly consider you writing this down also. Okay, so first, you're gonna do author's name. And you're gonna do it last name, comma, first name, period. So that's who wrote the article, who contributed the information. Sometimes you'll find different publications where someone just presented this information, but they didn't actually contribute the information. They did not write the material. You want to put down who actually provided the information, who wrote the material, okay? Then you're going to do, in quotations, the document title. And when you're doing MLA, the first line is going to be on your regular margin, and everything else is going to be indented. Just so you know. Okay, so you'll do document title and quotations, period. That's just the title of your article or the title of your journal entry or whatever, okay? Then you've got your container. So that's the website that you got it from. So if I'm reading an article on USA Today, I'm going to put USA Today as my container. And it should be in italics. I can't write in italics, but when you type it out, it should be in italics, okay? Next comes the sponsor of your website. Okay, so that's whatever company is sponsoring your website that you're looking at. And a lot of times that'll be located next to the copyright date, which is what is next. And a lot of times that's at the bottom of the page. And sometimes things like a sponsor of website, copyright date, and even sometimes the author's name, depending on what website you're looking at, if they have like an About Me page, that's where that information will be if it's not at the bottom of the page you're looking at. Okay? Next is your medium. And for websites, it will always be just web, period. Okay? If you're looking at a different print source, it would be different. But when you're doing online, it's always just going to be web. Okay? Then comes your URL. When you're putting your URL in, you just start at your www dot whatever. You don't need all the HTTP, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And then lastly, your date access. And your date access will be written out. So today, the sites you look up today, you'll write it like this. You'll say access, and then you'll say 22nd November 2016. You always put the day first, then the month, and then the year. Can y'all see? I'm sorry if I'm in y'all. Okay, so this is very important. You're citating your sources is very important. If you don't, it's plagiarism. You have to cite anything that does not come out of your own brain. Okay, if you take a quote from another site, you need to cite it from another source, you need to cite it. And if you take somebody else's idea and put it in your paper, it needs to be cited, okay? I would also write down this, if you go to Purdue Owl, it is an online resource center for all things citation. It tells you what you have to have, what order they need to go in. It'll also tell you how to do in-text citations. Eventually you'll get to that. We're not going to do it today. But it has everything you need to know about MLA and also other formats, okay? So when you're at home and you forget how to do it, that will tell you. Okay. Okay, so we're about done, but I'm also going to tell you about one more resource that's going to be very helpful and beneficial to y'all, and it is called TEL, or Tennessee Electronic Library. You can just Google it and it'll take you there, and you can find articles and magazine articles and journals and all things educational on pretty much any topic there is to look at. And as a bonus, if you're looking at an article on TEL, it'll cite it for you. So you don't have to do any of the hard stuff. It's already there at the bottom for you. Okay, so I strongly recommend using TEL as a good starting point for your research. Okay, so now we are going to do some practice researching and citing.
All right, so my class, go ahead and go to Google Classroom.